Hello, everybody. So today I'm going to be making a character based on this stuffed animal that I got yesterday and put it in a little nature scene. So yeah, let's get started with that. So obviously we're going to start with the face because I can't start with anything else. Get that chicken scratch guidelines in there, am I right? Okay. I have a little bit of a cold right now, so bear with me. Since the stuffed animal has a hat, we're gonna give him a hat, which I'm not fully sure how to draw them, nor do I want to look up a reference. I had a lot of trouble with the eyes, because like every artist, I do not follow the guidelines I put for myself, nor will I be drawing them again. But I do rework the face a few good times because I wanted it to be kind of like, I don't know, a younger child, but I don't know if I really achieved that. So, yeah. So, yeah, I did change the face shape a little bit more though when I go in with the line art. So, um, but yeah, here was where I was like, the eyes look really off. So, I redrew them a few times. They still look odd here. I wasn't sure where I wanted him to be looking, so that took me a few tries to figure out. Um, yeah, I thought wanted him to be looking at something at first, but yeah, we're re-scrapping the whole face, going with the nose to kind of get a feeling for where I want the eyes to go, because I feel like that helps me map the face out a little bit more. But this one, after this, it kind of started looking, the face started looking a little bit better, I think. Then I give him some hair, and yeah. So we're starting out with the outfit now. I was thinking of giving a raincoat because I think that the stuffed animal that I have, because it has the boots and hat, that's probably like a rainy day that he's getting ready for. And I did a piece like this with watercolor little bit ago, so I'm taking some inspiration for that for this one also with the net. I was also taking some inspiration from Animal Crossing outfits I've put together. And again, like from this art piece that I've worked on last year, the legs I couldn't figure out, and then I realized that the anatomy is kind of off because the rule of thumb is like for a child it's supposed to be about 5 heads, and this was not it, so I reworked that part again. I think it looks better the second time I went through, but again, the legs are still um there's the back one is giving me more trouble, so I had to rework that a few times. But like I go in and erase it over and over again. But we're almost ready to start line art. I just adjusted the size and drew in the other hand. So lighten the layer, and here we go. So I made, in the line art, I made the face shape a little bit more round. And I think that looks better. I had a lot of issues with the line art for this. There were a lot of times where I was deleting lines and going back and forth between keeping them and redrawing them. But the face itself, when I was doing the line art, went pretty smoothly, so pretty happy with that. With my art style, I like to put black shading on the top of the eye, and usually I do the pupils, which I added them in later when I was doing color, because I thought it looked weird without it, because I realized that I didn't put them in when I was doing the actual line art. And I just kind of fixed the ear here. And then I did the hair line art and started on the hat, which the hat gave me some issues. It took me a while to figure out the shape of it, especially because I could look up a reference, but I'm lazy and did not want to. So I didn't. Um, yeah, also, I could not get the lines to not be shaky and look weird for the life of me on this one. I don't know why. I have a tool to um that I could have used to not do that, and I forgot that it existed, but I do use it later in this for others, which is fun at least. Um yeah, I couldn't figure out if I wanted there to be like wrinkles, and I decided against it because I think my lines were too thick, so I decided not to do that. I also struggled with the hood on this, couldn't figure out the shape of it and what I wanted it to look like. I actually adjusted it later. Um, yeah, hands, not a fan of drawing hands, but it works out in the end. I had to adjust the position a little bit because I wanted the wrist to like line up with the sketch under it. But yeah, that's fun. Little, they're fine. I'm not a fan of hands, but I probably got them better than AI art, so a win is a win. I haven't fully decided what I want to do with this channel yet. I know I want to post more art on here, but I watch a lot of video essays, and I might want to get into that. So maybe drawing and have a video essay over. I haven't fully decided with that. And I would also like to post some more Animal Crossing videos. I actually restarted my island recently. So it's I'm working to get it back to the stage of my previous island and also make it better. Um, but yeah, this part was the jacket was pretty easy. Um, Same with the shorts, just have to figure out the pose first, and then yeah, legs, they're fine. The boots, I made them a little bit off of they're not quite in the right angle for the leg. Like it looks a little bit bent. Um so I went in with the lasso tool after I got it fully figured out. I am really bad with the angles of shoes. I should do a study on that, but or I could look up a reference. And again, I don't want to today. So I'm not going to. Um but I think this is what a shoe looks like if you have it bent up enough to see what the sole is or bottom of it is. So yeah, some lines because those are nice, I guess. Um, and yeah, here's where I took the lasso tool because I was like, this looks slightly off, and so I just tilted it a little bit, and it looks better in my personal opinion. I like to add like I don't know what they're called, hashtags things or band-aids to knees cuz I think personally like growing up I would have to have band-aids a lot cuz I would play outside and get scratched up, and I've seen other artists do that. So I added it's one of the things I usually do in my art style if they're not if they have on shorts. So yeah, I had issues with the knee position here. Um, it took me a little bit to figure out the bend, but yeah, we did a little band-aid, and I'm pretty sure those are the band-aids for knuckles, but I didn't like the small band-aids today. I didn't like how they were turning out, so I think this one is better. And also, that's probably the band-aid I would use on my knee instead of the small ones, because I think bend they bend better in my opinion. I also had the same issue with getting the boot in the right angle for the leg and had to go in with the lasso lasso tool to adjust the position of the shoe because it was slightly off. And then also the size was an issue. The size of the shoe was an issue because it didn't look like the same size as the other shoe. So I had to go in and rework that a few times. That one finally looks normal, and then we take the lasso and adjust the angle a bit because to make it look like it goes is in the same angle as the rest of the leg. And then I erase that heel again because it doesn't quite look like a proper shoe. And then because this was where I was really realizing that the shoe sizes looked different, so I adjusted like the neck of the shoe. That's probably not the right word for it, but you get what I'm talking about, I hope. Um and then the other sock and the hand, the final hand, which I couldn't figure out how I wanted this posed. So it took us a little bit, and it kind of some of the attempts didn't really look like hands in my opinion, but it's fine. There we are. We have a hand. And then this was where I remembered, oh yeah, I have tools I can use. So I used it on this net. When I was young, I would take nets with when my dad went fishing, and I would catch uh what is it called, like tadpoles or like tiny fish that were in the water. So that's what I'm imagining he's gonna go do, is go look for fish. Um yeah, this is where also I was having more issues with the hood, so I went in and adjusted it, and it looks better, more hood like. Yeah. Then using those tools again, we took an oval and moved it to make the rim of the net. And then I just drew a little bit. I had to turn off the tool first. I drew like the I made the net rim look more rimmy. Yeah. And yeah, erase, 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 and then we can finally do the actual net. And which is, I think it would be kind of flopping over because of the position of the net, which took a little bit to get down. But we have a net, little cute little net he's gonna go traumatize fish with. My Spanish teacher always tells us to go back and listen to the recordings of ourselves speaking Spanish to traumatize ourselves. then I wanted to do a little background area, which I colored it in, but it was after I finished recording, and because I didn't want to keep recording, and I also didn't know if I would color it in. But it's only like flat colors, but I just kind of wanted a layout for if I wanted to do a background, what it could look like. I've been doing a lot more nature backgrounds to stuff lately. Um, and I guess I'm just keeping with a theme because the stuffed animal has a yellow hat and boots. I'm keeping with the color palette, and then the underside of the hat is pink, so I'm gonna use pink for the inside of the jacket and also the socks, to just keep with the general color theme or color scheme. And then I do it to the shorts as well. Um, and then I chose brown, like the uh, color of the bear, to go for the hair also. Usually I actually start with the skin color first, when I'm drawing, but this time I didn't, which was a little bit different, for me. I was picking the hair color, which it took, I couldn't figure out like a brown that I liked for the hair color. All of them kind of seemed off, but we found a best choice, I think, for it. And blue was not in the color scheme, but I did use that for the eyes. Um, I added a little bit of shading to the eyes to go with them, and this was where I was realized I didn't add pupils. I thought it kind of looked weird, so I went in and I did some dark blue pupils, which usually I just do them in black, but I wanted to be different this time, I guess. And then I kept blue for the net also, because I thought that was kind of a cute little thing to do. Then coloring in the net. And then I also chose blue and pink for the band-aid. I really like blue and pink color schemes. I think those colors go well together. Even though I'm not really a fan of the color pink, I think that it looks really good when it's paired with blue. And then I went in and I did some shading. I actually I don't know color theory, so I don't know how shading is supposed to work, but this is working well enough, for me at least. Also, around this point, my computer started glitching, which was interesting. Um, like, I don't know if it picks up really well on this, but it was like the screen of my computer would go in and on and off with like white and black flashes across the screen. Like, while I'm looking back, I can't really tell, but that was happening. I desperately need to get a new computer because I have a Chromebook right now, and half of the time the keyboard doesn't want to work, um, unless I restart it like 4 or 5 times. And it's also given me jump scares because I thought it was completely broken and I couldn't get onto it, which meant I couldn't access any of the art that was on here. That was a terrifying, sad day because all of the storyboarding for comics were on that. So that's definitely one of the things that I'm trying to get is a new computer. But hopefully I'll probably get one before college starts, which is fun. And then I did some shading on the bottom of the shoes and some shading on the shorts and everything else. I usually just pick like darker colors to do the shading. Like I said, I don't know how color theory works, but it works well enough. That's basically it. I'm pretty done with this. I did go in after and I added some color to the background, but I didn't record it because I didn't want to. But that's it. So thank you for watching and goodbye.